The sea was a restless place, and so was young William Kidd, born in 1645 in Dundee, Scotland. From his early years, he was drawn to the rugged coasts and the mysterious expanse of the ocean. His father, a seafarer himself, died when William was still a boy, leaving him with little but a sense of adventure and an unshakable desire to prove himself. He found his way to the American colonies, settling in New York City, where the bustling ports offered a man with ambition endless opportunities. Kidd began his maritime career as a privateer, a legitimate pirate sanctioned by the Crown to attack enemy ships. In the late 1600s, the tension between England and France turned the seas into a battleground, and Kidd's cunning and courage earned him a reputation. He was respected among his peers, and even married into wealth, gaining the favor of influential figures in New York society. Yet, the sea's call remained irresistible, and Kidd sought greater fortune. In 1695, Kidd's life took a pivotal turn. The English crown, plagued by rampant piracy in the Indian Ocean, sought capable captains to suppress the threat. Kidd was granted a letter of marque, essentially a license to capture pirates and enemy vessels. Backed by powerful investors, including notable Whig politicians, Kidd set sail aboard the Adventure Galley, a vessel equipped with 34 cannons and a loyal crew. His mission seemed straightforward: hunt pirates and bring order to the seas. But the line between privateering and piracy was perilously thin. As Kidd's expedition stretched on, the Indian Ocean revealed itself to be a treacherous theater. Merchant ships proved elusive, and the crew grew restless. A fateful moment came when Kidd's crew captured a small vessel. Frustrated by their meager haul, tensions flared, culminating in Kidd striking and accidentally killing his gunner, William Moore. This act sowed discord among the crew and marked the beginning of Kidd's descent into infamy. Desperation drove Kidd to take a risk that would seal his fate. Off the Malabar coast, he seized the Quedagh Merchant, an Armenian ship laden with gold, silver, and valuable goods. Although the ship flew a French flag, its ownership was disputed, and Kidd claimed it as a legitimate prize under his letter of marque. Yet, news of this capture spread rapidly, and rumors painted Kidd not as a privateer, but as a pirate who had betrayed the crown. The Quedagh Merchant was a prize unlike any other, and its capture marked a turning point. The ship's cargo, valued at a staggering sum, tempted the crew and inspired mutiny among some. The sailors, driven by greed and distrust of Kidd's leadership, began to whisper of betrayal. Kidd's efforts to maintain control grew more desperate as he navigated the waters of both the ocean and the human heart. To complicate matters further, the political tides back home were shifting. The powerful backers who once supported Kidd now distanced themselves, wary of the growing scandal surrounding him. Kidd's return voyage to the Americas was fraught with challenges. The treacherous waters were the least of his concerns as he contended with a mutinous crew and the weight of his reputation. Along the way, he made a fateful decision to hide the treasure from the Quedagh Merchant. Legends say he buried it on Gardiner's Island, off the coast of New York, entrusting its location to a loyal confidant. Kidd hoped to retrieve it once his name was cleared. The hidden loot sparked tales of buried pirate gold, drawing treasure hunters for centuries. Kidd's belief that he could negotiate his innocence proved naive. He sailed to Boston in 1699, seeking an audience with Governor Lord Bellamont, one of his initial backers. Kidd's arrival was not met with sympathy, but with suspicion. Bellamont, under pressure from the Crown and eager to prove his loyalty, ordered Kidd's arrest. Shackled and humiliated, Kidd was sent to England to stand trial. The trial was a spectacle, a stage set for political maneuvering and public appeasement. Kidd's defense hinged on his letter of marque, which he argued legitimized his actions. However, crucial documents that could have exonerated him mysteriously disappeared. Some whispered that they had been intentionally destroyed by those who sought to distance themselves from Kidd. Evidence against him was selectively presented, painting him as a ruthless pirate rather than a sanctioned privateer. The public, hungry for justice and entertainment, eagerly consumed the narrative of Kidd's treachery. In 1701, William Kidd was sentenced to death. His execution at Execution Dock in London was a grim spectacle, attended by throngs of spectators. The rope broke during the first attempt, an omen some said signified his innocence. But there was no reprieve. The executioner adjusted the noose and completed the job. Kidd's body was later tarred and hung in a gibbet over the Thames as a stark warning to others. Even in death, Kidd's story refused to rest. Whispers of his buried treasure persisted, fueling countless expeditions. From the shores of Gardiner's Island to the Caribbean's hidden coves, treasure hunters combed the earth for the elusive riches. Some claimed to have found fragments of Kidd's loot, while others spoke of curses and misfortunes that befell those who sought it. In the centuries that followed, Kidd's legacy became a blend of fact and folklore. Historians debated whether he was a cunning rogue or a scapegoated privateer, a victim of politics and circumstance. His story inspired novels, films, and tales of adventure, ensuring his place in the annals of history. Perhaps the most enduring mystery is the fate of the Quetta merchant's treasure. Was it truly buried, or did it sink to the ocean's depths? Accounts differ, and the lack of definitive evidence only adds to the allure. To this day, the name Captain Kidd evokes images of daring exploits and the eternal allure of hidden riches. His life, marked by ambition, betrayal, and tragedy, serves as a cautionary tale of the thin line between heroism and infamy, a line Kidd himself crossed in his quest for greatness. Kidd's ghost is said to haunt the waters he once sailed, a restless spirit searching for redemption. Mariners have reported strange lights and eerie sounds near Gardiner's Island, attributing them to the cursed pirate. Whether such tales hold any truth is immaterial. They keep the legend of Captain Kidd alive, a testament to the enduring power of his story. His life and death remain a poignant reminder of the human capacity for ambition, resilience, and the pursuit of legacy, no matter the cost. Beyond the treasure and tales of curses, there lies a deeper story of loyalty and betrayal that shaped Kidd's journey. His crew, though bound to him by contracts and promises of wealth, began to unravel as the reality of their dangerous mission set in. Many of them, emboldened by greed, turned on Kidd at the first sign of trouble. Others deserted at ports, leaving Kidd with dwindling manpower to face the growing challenges of his mission. These betrayals weighed heavily on Kidd, who saw himself not as a pirate but as a man doing the crown's bidding, however blurred the lines had become. The Quetta merchant itself became a symbol of Kidd's tragic downfall. Its opulent cargo represented both his greatest success and the root of his ruin. While some historians argue that Kidd was justified in taking the ship, others point to the murky legality of the capture as the moment Kidd crossed the threshold into piracy. As the rumors of his piracy spread, Kidd found himself abandoned by the powerful allies who had once championed him. Their silence in his hour of need was as deafening as the cheers that had once celebrated his appointment. In the courtroom, Kidd's stoic demeanor masked the storm of emotions beneath. He presented himself as a loyal subject of the crown, a man wronged by circumstance and betrayed by those he had trusted. But the court, swayed by public opinion and political pressure, saw only a pirate deserving of punishment. The absence of key documents and the refusal to consider evidence in his favor sealed his fate. Kidd's execution was not just a punishment, it was a statement by the crown, a declaration that no man, however connected, was above the law. Today, Captain Kidd's story endures not only because of the mysteries that surround it, but because of the themes it embodies. His life was a tapestry of ambition, loyalty, betrayal, and the pursuit of justice, all set against the backdrop of an unforgiving sea. His treasure, whether real or imagined, serves as a metaphor for the elusive rewards of a life spent chasing greatness. And his ghost, whether haunting the waters of Gardiner's Island or the pages of history, reminds us that some legacies are too compelling to be forgotten,